Good morning, Rosemary Cunningham here, and it's day one of the Money Mindset Reboot for just coming into December 2021. So welcome if you're watching this live. I don't think many people will be, but please, if you watch it on the group, do me a hashtag replay. It's always lovely to know who's watched it. And when you've done your task for today, come to the Winning Women group. And in the announcements, there will be a day one post. And I invite you to put what you've come up with, your aha moments, in the post for day one. And at the end of the week, on day 5, there will be a prize for the person who has been most interactive. And that will be a 1-hour coaching session with me where we can continue working on your money mindset or whatever's come up for you, but it will be a really powerful coaching session with a high value to it. Let's honor ourselves and our value this week. So today, this is very different to the challenge we did back in April. It's so interesting. Things have changed. I've had different challenges come up since then. I've actually had my own money challenges come up this autumn, which have really brought me to look at my own money mindset very, very powerfully. And we also teach what we're most here to learn. And I'm here to teach about self-worth, valuing ourselves, and also abundance. So I have bigger challenges than most people, which is interesting, annoying, but you know what? In the end of the day, it brings me the biggest learning, which is what I'm sharing with you now. So today we're going to have a look at wealth. What does being wealthy mean to you? So grab yourself a notebook, a journal, and write down, what does being wealthy mean to me? And I invite you at some point, doesn't matter when, just bear that in mind and write down what comes up. I invite you to sit down and just do some stream of consciousness writing. And I'll give you some ideas what comes up for me as well. Now, a big tip I'm going to share with you is where to go first, because often we attack these things from, that's just the word attack, from a very cerebral place of our brain. And I would love you to get much more into your heart energy over these few days, because what we're doing is we're creating new habits, and we're creating new habits which are much more beneficial. They're what we really could use to get into this new energy that's coming, which is the much more feminine energy. The cerebral is very much the masculine, but the heart energy is so powerful. So first tip is to take you to your love place. Now do this with me and humor with me. This is really, really powerful. I want you to think of something that just brings a smile to your face. Something that just kind of just gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling. So for me, it's normally a particular dog whose name was Benji. I saw him down the seafront. He just came straight up to me, leant on me, and he had the most beautiful, soft, poodly kind of fur. So Benji's a really good love place for me. So I kind of, and he looked at me with those big brown poodly eyes, and it was, oh, yeah, hello, Benji. Brilliant. So find that for you. So it might be one of your kids when they were small. It could be a rainbow. It could be a beautiful beach. But somewhere, something, an occasion, just keep going back there. And so this will bring you into that beautiful energy. So when you start to think about what is being wealthy to me, I invite you to start going there first. And I do this with my money students, because as soon as we start thinking about money, we start getting all heady, don't we? And thinking about scarcity and what we haven't got and what we've done wrong and all that kind of stuff. Go into your heart place. Do it with me now, please. Lovely. So you've gone into love. Wonderful place to start thinking about wealth. All right. So what does it mean to you to be wealthy? For me, it's about freedom. It's about living in a state of trust and faith and really honoring myself. That state of wealth of being. I mean, there is the physical wealth as well, but if you can bring yourself into that state of wealth at will, that's what your brain starts to recognize as your normal. And what your brain is such a faithful servant. So what you're thinking about and what you're feeling the little reticular activating system in your brain will start going out and looking for it. If you've got any questions about this, look up the reticular activating system or ask me to explain more. It's the matchmaker in your brain, and it's a very, very faithful servant. So whatever is your constant thought, your dominant thought, your brain will think, oh, she wants more of that. And it will be so faithful, it will go out and look at it for you. And of course, it's like, I got a red little Mazda car a little while ago, and I'd never noticed Mazdas before, or this beautiful soul red colour. Suddenly I was seeing them everywhere because my reticular activating system had been activated and it was looking for it. So go to your love place and just feel into, okay, what does being wealthy mean to me? And think of it on every level. Wealth for your family. You know, maybe it's having enough money that you can treat your kids, or maybe it's just having a beautiful home with central heating where people can come and be together. And so when I've had money challenges, when I've brought myself back in and looked at what I already have, that's when it really starts to generating, you know, focusing on what the wealth of all your friends, you know, the amount of people you have in your life, the wealth of everything around you. I have a whole cabinet full of books here. Oh my goodness. You know, I volunteer for people in Africa who have so little. And I love sharing these books with other people. And maybe wealth for you is about sharing your knowledge. There's nothing more satisfying, is there, than giving someone a tip and they go, wow, that's amazing. Somebody said to me yesterday, we were talking about aromatherapy. I did 20 years of aromatherapy and I've just kind of forgotten it. And she went, wow, you know so much. You should be teaching this stuff. And it was, ooh, wealthy feelings, right? Feel good, wealthy feelings. Okay. And what this will do, it will really bring you into an expansive version of yourself where you are now. So being in the sense of the wealth for where you are now, because we do live blessed lives here, don't we? And also the wealth of where you want to be as well. And start creating a vision of where you want to be. I mean, for me, I'm challenging myself to actually do this in really quite short time space. I've kind of got a few things that I would love in my life actually by the end of December. And this is a time for really fast manifestation. So I will be focusing on my wealth that I would love that is already here, that can expand to be by the end of December. So that's my big challenge for myself at the moment. And also, we'll look at this more during the week, but be aware of what comes up for you. Are there kind of restrictive thoughts that come up around this? So I'm feeling really expansive at the moment, but I was taught as a little girl that if I didn't eat all my food, it wasn't fair on the children in Africa because they didn't have anything, right? And I'm just going to show you something here as well. Sorry, my computer, I got it out. And that can be my default. And these patterns get really ingrained in our nervous system. So one of mine is that it's not okay for me to have wealth because other people don't have it. Or I can't be wealthy while people around me haven't got it. I'm not feeding you into that, but some of you, particularly if you're the nurturer archetype, which is my very dominant money archetype, part of my money personality, when you do your assessment, this one for me is on 36 and the next one's on 26. I'm a very dominant nurture. Therapist, nurse, I nurture winning women. It's who I am, and which is great, but there's a shadow side with it as well. And part of my process for the last few months has been really working with that shadow side, and because it's the shadow side that can hold you down. So I'm giving you a lot of information today. But first of all, feel into what does being wealthy mean to me. Get your notebook out and I'll get a new notebook for these 5 days because you can continue this afterwards. This is an ongoing process. And, you know, what does it feel to you? Is it about freedom? Is it about living in trust? Or what does it mean? And get into the feelings of it, those really good feelings of, yeah, I can relax. Life's good. Life's safe. Everyone's okay. This is really good. Yeah, I can trust. And I know I'm only taking one step, one day at a time, whatever it is for you. Get into those feelings and just be aware of what comes up around it. And what I'm doing this week is I'm taking the temperature. So I'll be looking at what you're coming back with and feeling instinctively into what we do tomorrow. I pretty much know what we're doing tomorrow, but I want to be doing this on an ongoing basis. And so I'll feeling into the changing energy. So look out for the post in Winning Women. I will go and pop it in right now. And I'm also sending an email out with this for those of you who signed up. And I'm encouraging people to come into a Zoom call on Wednesday and Friday so I can actually see you and we can interact in person. So if you sign up for your email on the sign up sheet in the features section, so you actually join up to the challenge, I'll send you the Zoom link as well. So have a great day, feel into your wealth. And this, just to say, this is a wonderful time of year to do this, because we're starting to put all our lights out, aren't we? We're starting to see beautiful, abundant Christmas decorations out, and just be in the moment of that joy, and also be aware of what might come up for you at the same time. It's a heady time, and lots of our stuff is coming up to be sorted at the moment, which is probably why we're doing this right now. Have a lovely day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.